Right. Good evening, everyone. All right. Testing. 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 All right. Okay. I think everything seems fine now. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Right now, it's time is 8:02. We'll wait on a couple of minutes. Then we'll start our event, also called our WealthPulse proper. So we'll start aim to target to start at 8:02. Oh, 8:05. Sorry. So tonight you see me like closing an eye because I have some red eye. Okay, so last week when I was in KL, my kid got sick and then he got some red eye, and I don't know why he recovered, and right now back in Singapore I got the red eye, but things are okay. Just that some irritation, not really itchy, just some very light irritation. But yeah, so I just like closing one eye. So tonight, there's a lot of things I need to close one eye. Okay, so yep. So while waiting the rest, yeah. So there's some announcement that I'd like to make tonight. I've been making through the WhatsApp chat. So let's see how many new guys will be coming in, listening to some of the announcement that will be made for the future. All right, so okay, let's see who are here. So IST are here, Hui Kwang are here. All right, hi Hui Kwang, Kev, and then Xin Xin, Xiao Xin Xin. I think this is the first time I see you here, but hi Xin Xin. All right, uh, Lily. Yep. So we have Lily tonight, and then I thought you got punched in the eye. It felt like punch in the eye, but yeah, yeah. So it's like you see, wow. So I didn't meant to wear this, but I think maybe wearing this will feel better. Yep. Yeah, it's not so glaring. I can open my eye better. Yep. Maybe I'll be in this style tonight. Yep. High life as we know it. Hello. All right. Okay, so in another minutes, we will start the pro tonight. And tonight I aim to target to end earlier, so maybe like at 9-ish. I will not be starting the private community for tonight. Most likely I will just like cover everything on YouTube live. I don't know whether you hear my kids like shouting outside. After we came back from KL, I think schedule kind of mixed up a bit, and then he couldn't sleep. Even right now at 8. So usually he really slept like at 8, but after KL, right, I think it's the scheduling difference, and then he kind of become more playful, and then he want to play instead of sleeping. Today is a rockstar style. No, today is a red eye style. So I got red eye, and then yeah. So I think I better be in the specs for tonight. So yep, hi, welcome back to the Fire Journey. Okay, so without further ado, let us just start for the proper tonight. All right, so let's start. Uh, okay, welcome back, everyone. So this is the weekly Well Pulse on every Tuesday, 8 p.m. So welcome back for every so-called joiners that have been with to us. Thanks for tuning in again. So first off, before we start, I'd like to ask for everyone to give us a like. So like this live streaming, so this would push to other people who have similar interests. So first off, there's some likes right here. So if you haven't clicked like, so thanks for clicking all the likes right here. Hi, Maylin. All right. Oh, I think I missed out Maylin just now. Hi, Huin. All right. So, yeah. So remember to click a like before we go on the event tonight. So for newcomer right here, we will go through our so-called weekly well pulse, what we'll be sharing with you guys, and then how would you so-called pace for the next two sessions before we close off 2025. All right. So once again, welcome every joiner coming in. So what is WealthPulse? WealthPulse is a session whereby we share market updates, we share company announcement, we even share some of the interesting company that worth our investment. May or may not be interest you, but I think learning another few companies can allow you to make better decisions in like judging which is the companies that you like to put money into. So there's some meetup that I have in KL together with 𝐽𝐻, together with Cecilia and together with Lindsay. So we have some discussion, we have some talks, we have some chats, all right. So one of the things that I got from Cecilia shouting is like, she shared that okay, so some of the times the companies that we shared might not be uh investable or might not be her interest to invest, but it's always good to look at these few companies or new companies so that when she compared to the portfolios or portfolio companies that she owned, she will know that comparing these two companies or comparing to a portfolio, is it worthwhile to invest in a new company that she don't know or invest back to the company that she owns? So this is the comparison that she can make while learning all these new companies. All right. So new things such a cool white dark glasses stuff. Uh, again, I got red eye. If you cannot see that, I got a red eye on my. This is what left. Yeah, my left. I don't know whether your is it a reverse screen. All right. So yeah, so that's all for WellPower. So tonight there will be mainly two segments. So first segment, which is we'll share about some interesting market news. It may or may not be so-called like economic news or whatever, but some talking points. And second segment, we will talk about some of the company updates. So tonight we will talk about Alibaba, and then I will go through briefly on Baidu. All right. So why I'll be going through Baidu, later I'll share with you why. All right. And then on the third segment, tonight I'll be not going through in the third segment. Because like we're covering two company in the second segment. So and also if you heard my kids crying, yeah, it's a bit cranky right now. So without further ado, let us just start for the tonight proper. All right, Malaysia Johnny Cage. All right. So Gino Lee Sky fan page. All right, take care. Yep, no problem. Yeah. So so this is life. Things happen, but regardless, is it our own intention? But it's always things that I would be very grateful when yeah, I have good health, nice community like you guys, nice friends, and then yeah, let me just adjust everything. Okay. All right. Yep. So why I'm at Baidu Tech. All right. Maybe just can I just go to page number one? All right. So yeah, this is the title for tonight. Elon Musk stock tips. So later I will share with you some of the key pointers that Elon Musk shared in one of the podcasts that he went to. But before we go into that, so why is the all right, let me just refresh. I made quite a bit of adjustment to that. All right, so these are all the sessions that we have covered. So we have Jiaxuan and myself covering since the beginning of the year. So from Nvidia to TSMC to Toximities, even to Texas Pacific Land, Lululemon, or even Microsoft, SoFi, Meta. So we have covered quite a bit of companies. And of course, in April itself, there's a lot of news about the market drop. So these are the period whereby we together as a community, we brace through the market storm. So congratulations for those who have braced through it. And then right now, I believe a lot of you guys have been sitting in quite a handsome profit. All right, and in mid-year onwards, we have a big so-called like adjustment. So you can see that the thumbnail pages have changed very different. Of course, with AI helping, with some YouTube strategies, we like to have more striking kind of like titles. So yeah, these are the things that we have covered since the mid of July. ESML, or in fact, ESML have been covered like earlier last year. CrowdStrike, and right now we are at week 47. All right, so 48, 49 is still a live session. 50 and 51 would be a recorded session. So actually, when I look back, I was thinking why we don't have week 52. Where I have missed the week 50, like so-called one of the week, right? So for the past 365 days, 52 weeks, oh no, it's like for past 47 weeks, actually the first week we have missed out. Why? Because like it's on the 1st of January. So 1st of January we didn't do any session, but after which every single Tuesday there's always sessions. And then Chinese New Year we even did a pre-recorded session. So we have been through with you guys for the past 47 or even like 48 weeks. All right. So let's go through for another 3 weeks, and then we'll go for like another 2 week of recorded session. All right. So this is a brief update on year 2025. The last 2 weeks, we will not have live session. We will just have recorded, and then you can just watch and own ease. All right. So if you like to receive all these updates, and if you have not like follow us, please follow our channel, subscribe, and then all the video updates will be there. In fact, if you are new to here, this is the first time you watch our live video, please remember to subscribe our channel so that the next Tuesday you receive update, so that you'll know that the next Tuesday 8 p.m. Come to our live session itself. All right. So a quick market update. Market still in fear zone, but not as fear as last, like the week before. Right now, we are at a 23 mark, and then so-called rebounding back from the previous low. So the week before, markets have revised downwards close to 6%, and right now seems like rebounded back. All right. Okay, and then so just reiterate, yeah, thanks for meeting up. So we have met Lin Sing, Hui Guang, and Cecilia. Are you guys, three of you guys here? So in KL, so I met three of you guys. The rest of the community, maybe Rupert, we have not have chance to meet yet, but hopefully we have chance to meet. So maybe in the near future we just have a one at JB. I don't know whether you guys are in JB. Right now, every month I'll be going JB for milk powder purchasing. So you can meet you guys there at Johor. And then, yep, so you have met KF and then Si Leong and Chao. I don't know whether you guys are on YouTube Live. So we can have one in December before like the Christmas. Yep. Most probably I have to go do it on Sunday because Saturday right now I have a regular class for the next 3 weeks. Yep, it's from 9 to 3 p.m. So let's arrange a Sunday session if you guys are open. Yep. Hi Cecilia. Hi, hello. Yep. It's a long discussion. I initially only like plan to so-called have it like 7:30 to 9. In fact, we have went all the way to 10:30 ish to 11. Yeah, so it's like yeah. So I guess one of the things that I enjoy is really the discussions, the conversations, and also how each of you guys like invest not just for yourself, for your family, and how you guys so-called have this money conversation with your loved one. Right. So this is the thing also that I've been like working on, and would love to share like how all these money conversations can be carried within the family, because for the longest time talking about money within family is a difficult topic, and and more importantly, right now I have kids, right? So the conversations will have influence the kids. So how can I carry this conversation with my loved ones, so that when my kids grow up, right, he can have good influence on how we deal with money. So this is a thing I like to improve on and excel on. And along the way, if I find some nuggets along the way, if I find some good ways to have all these conversations, I would like to share with like public. Yep. Ooh, okay. So just a moment. So yesterday itself, we host youth from New Zealand, and then these are youth from New Zealand from 18 to 20 years old, and they are here to learn about Singapore. And we also share with them this thing called financial emotional resilience, right? But one of the things that we learn from there is that actually all of us have same kind of like feelings toward money. I will not say that like we have same values or stuff. I was saying feelings toward money. So when it come to scarcity of money, we have some anxiety. When dealing with money, we have some anxiety. So these are the feelings that common across, I think, Singapore and New Zealand. And then we share all this through a conversation. But what are the things that may not be as similar, because we start this, we just know them like a couple of minutes ago, and then we have to start to talk about money. So in Singapore context or in Asia context, it's a bit hard to talk about money, but for them, they are more open. All right. So so these are the sessions. And then before so we facilitate session, we facilitate discussion. And then by the end of the discussion, right, they I don't know whether you guys heard it. I didn't share the sound. Yeah. So this is their haka. They even like perform their haka in front of us, which is this is the first time I experienced that. So it's like wow, very very powerful and interesting. Right. So the week before the market went down, and then yep. So the last 7 days market rebounded back again. So you can see like people like companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, even like Broadcom have went up by 13%. All right. So the week before market is having like a fear, market is like going down, and that's when the Fed so-called like expectation of rate reductions increase, and even with like the market recovered last 7 days, the percentage went even higher. So market is expecting Fed rate to be reduced another 25 basis point. So for investors, likewise, this is a good news because equity or would so-called equity valuations largely reliant on like Fed rates. Any adjustment will so-called like affect our equity valuations. All right. So reducing the equity valuation down, it helps like I would not say pushing the share price up. It helps to have higher valuation so that investment could be go up lah. Just put it that way. All right. And earnings update. Sorry. So last week I thought like we are close to end. I almost forgotten all the B2B companies their earnings are coming slightly later. So we're having another wave of earnings for the next a few weeks. Because all the so-called B2B software companies usually their month end is a bit different. So it's not like March, June, September, December. So their closing is like 1 month later. So for example, these are all those like closing October's kind of companies, and then the next closing is January. So for them, this kind of like B2B software companies, they always like close off 1 month later lah. All right. Okay, so yeah, so tonight even we have like CrowdStrike, Pure Storage. So these are the two companies that would be so-called sharing their updates. Following tomorrow, we have like Salesforce, Snowflake, even DocuSign. All right, so the topic of the night: Elon Musk gives stock tips. All right, so anyone like watch this news or learn about this? If you watch this, just type in a yes. If you didn't know about this, just type in a no. All right, and then he shared about two companies outside of Tesla that they play the future of AI, right? And then everyone just type in any guess that you thought, hey, which are the two companies that Elon Musk talked about without going through ChatGPT, like Gemini, anything, or Google, all right? So which are the two companies that Elon Musk talked about? Just type in any companies that happen to cross through your mind, right? So Elon Musk, in this interview, he clearly shared this thing about investing. So for him, he didn't invest in stock. All the wealth that he gathered is all from the active management as shareholders or co-owner of the company. So he didn't so-called like us like buy any stocks or whatever in terms of like investing in other portfolio company. All the holdings or wealth that he get or gather is all the companies that he actively participating, managing or running. So Diana say he don't need lah. All right, the fire engineer, China company. I think the fact that he very close to Trump previously might means that he didn't like invest in China company or China. But Tesla run in China as well. So so no, but the long shot is no, he didn't like it's not the Chinese company. All right. So some of the wise word lah he shared in the interview. So this is the snippets or some of the words that we extract from the interviews that he has. I'll share you the interview link later on. It's like 1.5 hour long, right? So he shared some of the he said a lot of things, but I just get some of the key thoughts lah. So one of the key thoughts that he have is so in regards of making investment decisions. So this is the things that he his philosophy on investing. So his philosophy of investing is he will look into the product or services that the company offer and deliberately if that is something he believe in. All right. So in other words, before he invests in the company, he will look into the product and services that the company offer and see whether this is a thing that he believe in. All right. So if he believe in like so-called like ease of payment, that's why he started off with PayPal. Then he go into EVs, electronic vehicles. Then he go into space travel. Then he go into robotics. So these are the things that he believe in terms of product and services. That's why he so-called deliberately invest his time and energy into it. So look at your portfolio itself. Is there the company having product or services that you believe in? So, for example, if you don't believe in newspaper, most likely will not be investing in a so-called press company lah. So this is the thing that he mentioned. Rupert say, "I look cool. I'm no choice. I red eye." All right. Okay. So maybe one of the things that by the end of the year, I also talk about portfolio review. Right. When you review through your portfolio, the companies that you invest in, are they like serving products or services that you believe in? If you don't believe in, then you ask yourself, hey, why this company is in your portfolio? If you follow, just type in a one. All right. So we'll be sharing a portfolio review on the step of doing review and how we can adjust like so-called mid to long-term kind of your portfolio. All right. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Diana. All right. So important questions that I think is very, very useful in reviewing our portfolio. All the companies that you invest in, would are we or do you invest in a company that you believe in their products or services? All right. Okay. So and then he simply put it that if you believe in, then you say that it's a good company to invest in, because without a great product or without a great services, how likely you think that this company can make money in future, right? So if it's the company product and services that you believe in, you believe that can create value, most likely it's a good company to invest, right? So what he is big on. So he's big on these three different things: AI, artificial intelligence, robotic, and space flight company. So in short, it's all the company that he owns. Artificial intelligence. So basically, she want to promote. I know it's basically growth lah. Growth also in like so-called like dabble in AI. Robotic is Tesla lah. So Tesla, the humanoid, and space flight companies is SpaceX. So basically, he's just saying these are three that he believe in. So that's why he running invest all his time and effort into it. All right. As so but outside of all these like companies, or outside of these three, or outside or the companies that he managed, he said that actually he's optimistic in these two companies, which is Google and Nvidia. If you follow, just type in the two, these two companies, Google and Nvidia. All right. This is not a stock recommendation. This is not a buy or sell call. This is just what so-called Elon Musk shared in his interview about like his personal view, his life, and stuff like that. All right. Uh, Thank you, Diana, Leo, so-called Leo, and Main. All right. Okay. Yep. So, sharing gun. Yeah, I think I can copy your move already. Yep. So I should look at more people and copy their move. Sharing gun. All right. So it's Google and Nvidia. All right. And then pretty straightforward lah. So AI and robotics are going to be very important, and Google is going to be pretty valuable in future. This is what he think, because they have laid groundwork for an immense value of creation. All right. So this is the thing he mentioned about Google and Nvidia. All right. And on top of that, not just investing tips lah. So I think this is the thing whereby even for our own like life, or even for my kids, when I thinking, so if they need to learn to work with AI. They need to learn to live with a different world. So, what are the things that I should impart, or what are the things that I can help my kids to grow in so-called right now, or even in the future? So he mentioned these three things, which is truth, beauty, and curiosity. What is truth, beauty, and curiosity? So he believed that in terms of AI, not human, he believed that in terms of AI, want to be helpful in supporting humanity and work towards humanity prosperity and continuance. And in order to do that, AI need to pursue truth, appreciation of beauty, and having curiosity. Yeah, so I thought, hey, this is a human thing. It's not an AI thing. But I believe because AI need to reach there, right? And AI haven't reached there yet. So human are the one that filling the gap. So in other words, so human have to have relentless so-called like greed to pursue truth. It's not like you get whatever you hear, right, is truth. It's like you need to find out what is the truth, or find out what is the things that is true in that sense. And then in order to do that, curiosity is important. We need to ask question lah. So it's like is Coke the best drink on earth? Simple as that. And then through questions, through curiosities, then we find out, yeah, there's Coke. Even there's a lot of cola brand in our Southeast Asia region. There's Pepsi Cola. Yep. So is Coke the best? So these are the things that human right now are still doing the work, but not the AI doing the work lah. So and then appreciation of beauty. So AI don't know what is beautiful. It's all by our inputs, all our prompter, all right? And beauty is not so-called hard or single criteria thing. Beauty is like uh, how should I put it? It's very subjective, I would say. Okay, yeah. So this is the life tips that I find actually is quite useful if you apply in a different manner. And then any entrepreneur right here means you are running your business. All right. So this is the thing whereby I throughout this last 2 year I'm late in the game into entrepreneurship game, and then compared to all those like university student and how can I like do better in entrepreneurship? That's why one of the things that raised by Warren Buffett is find a role model that you can learn from. So yeah, Elon Musk may not be a so-called role model for me, but there's some words of wisdom. So for example, his message to young entrepreneur is pursue contribution to society, but not money. Why? Because like money is just a natural consequences when we create value. And then in the end of the day, yeah. So in the end of the day, it's like we need to be a value creator instead of like taking more than we make. Right. So this is his word of wisdom that I think yep, it is so-called straightforward or so-called like common sense, but sometimes common sense are not so common, if you know what I mean. All right. Okay. Yep. So this is the conversations that you can go watch. It's a different conversation with 𝐤𝐿 All right. So it's a 1.5 hour. I just pick 4 pointers that I find relevant and find useful in terms of investing. If you follow, just type in four. Just type in four. Four. All right. Type in four. Okay, so this is the first pointer of the session itself. All right. So if you want to watch this, I'll encourage you guys to watch. Is on YouTube. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's go. And then when there's somebody singing praises, they always have a different opinion or different people with different perspective, right? If you know this guy called Michael Burry, you know Michael Burry previously is the one that the story originated from. The Big Shot is is talk about like Michael Burry. So when there's subprime crisis, right, he's the one that shot the market. Why? Because he thought that the market is irrational. He don't think the market can go up anymore, and he thought the market is going to crash. So that's why he shot the market, and that's where he make a lot of money. All right, that's why he's so famous. And there's a few companies that right now he's targeting. So he always target Tesla lah. So one of the things that he thought about Tesla is this. All right. So any Tesla investor right here. So if you are just also take his point of view as reference, and then you make your own judgment. So he said the Elon cult was all in electronic car until competition show up, like XPeng, like what like or BRT, yeah, and then Li Auto, all right, and all the rest of the EVs. Then they move into all in on autonomous driving. Yeah, autonomous driving. They have like they use like the camera. They don't use lidar. Yep, and then they talk so much into autonomous driving until competition show up, which is right now we have way more. Even Baidu have their own called AlphaGo. All right, later I'll talk about AlphaGo also. All right. He can after close his fund then sell Patreon subscription. And then later I'll talk about it also financially. And then now it's all in on robotic. And until competition show up. So Burry points out that right, like Tesla CEO, there's always shift of narrative. the dream always get different, and then the cult movement always follow him to a different dream. Yeah. So right now, this dream driving a very high stock valuations. So he thought is like this kind of thing is like ridiculously overvalued lah. So remember when we talk about the Tesla valuation, right? It's not price to earning, it's not price to sales, it's price to fantasy or price to dream ratio in our Taiwanese like team. They always say it's not price to sales, it's price to fantasy. As long as the fantasies is always like so-called so near but yet so far, and then it seems like he is the only one can achieve the price to fantasy you hold. All right, so this is like Tesla. All right, I don't know this will change your point of view about Tesla, but I think the one highlighted right here, um it do make some sense lah, huh? It do make some sense. Yeah, he draw up different fantasy along the way. Right, and then recently he had also shared this thing called the tragic algebra of stock-based composition. So likewise, I think Fajan will say, oh, right now he closed off his fund and stuff like a Patreon subscription. Anyone's like paid for his like Substack? Anyone? If anyone pay for the Substack, maybe we can like we can have personal like conversation. I like to read some of the article. I don't know what is it about. Suddenly, like he keep on writing, and then people are extracting some of the information from it. Yeah, but I haven't read about it. Just some findings or some of the so-called like media that cover his sharing. All right. So I think the gist of this about this like so-called the tragic algebra is about the stock-based composition. So what happened is a lot of companies they are very aggressive in like compensating their management or executive in the sense that issuing out shares to their management. So for example, Palantir is one of the more obvious one. They're issuing out a lot of shares to their management and executive, so much so that it's like, if I'm not wrong, right, it's like 3-4% of their share base. 3-4% of the share base. So that's why he thought that some of the executive is overly compensated, and then this has put shareholder in disadvantage. Yeah. So it's different point of view. So some Palantir shareholder would think, hey, actually, it's worth to pay your management that amount of shares because they really bring up the company's valuation, or not just valuation, also like the company's revenue, their operations, their so-called their earnings that reflect in the end of the day the company valuation, right? So he thought that the share-based compensation is too much, and then this has diluted the share. All right, and this is but I don't have like exactly uh the key idea of how he shared about Nvidia. All right, but this is the thing whereby some snippets from the outlets or media outlets that I gather. So I think what they mention right here is Nvidia have been very aggressive in their accounting, and then also the circular kind of like deal they have made. And yep, so what he meant is actually the true demand might be smaller than what their so-called current capex cycle. But in terms of like the stock-based compensation for Nvidia, I'm not so sure what are the figures that he come up with lah. All right. So if anyone you have subscription or you have subscribed to his Substack, maybe you can share a bit with me. All right. So Charles Lin, I don't remember really seeing this in Singapore, Malaysia. Remember seeing maybe DBS CEO previously had some stock-based performance bonus worth like 10 of billions. Yeah. Yeah. So I think in Asia-wise, like stock-based competition is not as big compared to the Western country. Yeah. All right. Okay. And then another bad press that Nvidia facing is right now. If you have read recent news, Meta and Google right now have a deal. So Meta would be buying TPU from Google. TPU stand for Tensor Processing Unit. So we have CPU, Central Processing Unit. We have like so-called GPU, Graphical Processing Unit, and TPU, Tensor Processing Unit. So what are the difference between these three? CPU is straightforward, is the your calculation of all your central processing. GPU, if you need a faster calculation, for example, your graphical so-called graphical in your screen, right? You need a faster, especially for gaming, you need a faster calculation so that your processing is smooth. You need GPU. So previously we have CPU server. Right now we have GPU server because all of the AI stuff need a lot of computational power and need to be fast. All right. So, but right now we have another so-called like processing unit, which is called tensor processing unit. So tensor processing unit, his use case is very specific. It's not like a GPU that can calculate a lot of different things. It's very specific and pertain to Google TPU. It has to be in Google ecosystem. Means you have to be in Google, so OS and stuff like that. So Meta has been buying Google TPU, and the thing is this: when Meta buy from Google TPU, would it bring a new wave of clients going to Google instead of Nvidia, right? So these are things like seems like wow, Meta and Google TPU deals is like on, and then seems like the narrative or the market will be shifting to Google, and then everyone will be buying from Google in terms of like processing unit. So a lot of time when the media narrative like is very one directional, right? Every good news will lead to another good news, and Google seems like doing everything right. And Google, like 1 year before, right, when Google did something wrong, right, like everything seems wrong. So it's like, oh, what happened? What happened? All right. For us as an investor, right, things have to be more objective, lah. So while yes, Meta and Google have a deal, right, does it really move the market, or or really people will just give up Nvidia, lah? So this is the thing. So Nvidia will still remain highly competitive, is because they are they're still having the top chips like the H200 and then the Blackwell. So we have covered this in Nvidia earning, and then so much so that even Google Cloud Executive also acknowledged that the uh, Nvidia even DPU is also better, and even if the Google grows so much, right, it will eventually just take maybe 10% of the Nvidia current so-called revenue. So in short, yes, Google is selling TPU. Google is good at that, but Nvidia is still the best. So this is from Google executive lah. All right. And then there's different functional or different usage lah. So NVIDIA GPU is really like for the local. So what is it? Is like local experimentation. So GPU is really a lot of like what is it called? It's not application based. It's a lot of like AI computational based. And TPU is more application based. Means after all the calculations, all the research, right? If it's just pure application, right? Maybe TPU is better because it's very single functional thing, right? So right now, what they meant is if you like to have a cheaper, so-called cheap environment, then TPU is better lah in that sense. Okay, so if you follow this, the second piece, which is the is Nvidia really in trouble, right? So after this conclusion, right? So in terms of like stock-based compensation, I'm not sure what Michael Burry said about stock-based compensation, but what I like read from that is just simple that he just thought that Nvidia is overvalued in a sense that aggressive accounting, and in a sense that all the deal flows, right? And this piece of news is just simply put it's just simply sensational news. Why? Because Meta and Google, yeah, it's just like today you want to buy bread, right? You have a choice to go to Bread Talk. You have a choice to go to maybe some of the different artisanal bakery. It doesn't mean that you, let's say you all the while buy from Bread Talk, right? 1 2 time you buy from artisanal bakery means you shift everything towards it. Yeah, so that simple analogy of that lah. All right. Okay. But all in all, what I want to raise right here is this. All right. So there's a lot of talks about Google. Everything is about Google is like the perfect perfect answer for everything from AI to advertising to the Google so-called cloud services and stuff like that. So when everyone look to left, right, maybe we should consider to look to the right. Why? Because when everyone look to the left, right, see, your stock price will definitely climb up so high because like while people just chasing the superstar, people who are not doing so well, they will just thought it's doomsday ready, right? So for us as an investor, it's also good to be sometime being a contrarian. If you follow, just type in the one. Yeah. If not, you're just chasing our every other superstar, right? Okay, so for example, when a lot of people are talking about GPUs, all the fast processing chips, like from Nvidia to AMD to TSMCs, and then to even ASML. All right, another group of people are slowly getting market so-called revenue, slowly growing up. This is the memory market. All right, so it's not processing, it's memory. All right, so I think I shared Pure Storage before. So they offer memory kind of service, in a sense that right now, with all the AI computational power, you still need memory to store, and the memory have to be transmit fast enough so that it can help you do better in your job. All right. So not just computational, but also memory that need to be fast in transmitting. All right. So Pure Storage is a cloud service that provide memory services. Right. And then just lately, I also found this company called SanDisk. Right, I didn't know until I right when buying hard disk. Right, I always thought, hey, there's this what is it called? This one I bought Barracuda. Barracuda is from what? Western Digital. There's these two, right? Western Digital and Seagate. Yeah, I always thought these two companies, Western Digital and Seagate. I didn't put much attention on another company, which is SanDisk. Can you see this? It's too small, is it? SanDisk. Ah, cannot focus. All right. All right, focus, focus. Yeah, SanDisk. Yeah. So this is another memory chip company. And then I only found out like 2 days ago, and I found out, oh, SanDisk is actually a company under Western Digital previously. Yeah. I thought it's under Western. Like I don't even remember SanDisk until like, oh, there's this SanDisk that went listed, and then they are subsidiaries of Western Digital. And then this company, like, since like no, I don't even mention like April, June, like time. It's like since like around August, right? August to September, right? They have climbed up more than 400 times. If you see that, just type in a one. Send this, right? So when everyone is looking to the left, right? Hey, this right company, wow, has already 400 times. And then we're still hopping on whether we should invest in a growth of 20% or 30%. Yeah, but haven't done any studies about it yet. Yeah, I don't know, is this pump up valuations, or is really their revenue is going up and stuff like that. But it's just so surprising to me. And then if you count that like so-called four time, right? They have grown their so-called market cap, right, from so-called 7 to 8 billion to right now 30 billion, which is wow, is yeah. But just to reiterate, I haven't studied about this company. So the things I'll highlight is when everyone is looking to the left, there are some right companies that have been growing like crazy. All right. So don't always look to the left, lah, huh? Just to say. All right. So this come to the midpoint of the sharing tonight. So the next portion we'll talk about company updates. So I'll share about Alibaba, and we'll talk a bit about Baidu. All right. So if you're interested in all those recording or all these type of discussions about companies, right? Please join our WealthPulse. Just go to click.google.com/join-WP. So you have all our previous recording. So remember beginning of the session, right? I shared from January to now. In fact, we have way back January. I think mid around June last year. Oh no, June 2023. No, let me repeat. June 2024 to 2025, the whole year. All the recording is still there. You can extract the recording from there, and then you can start like getting different ideas from the recording we have lah. But of course, more importantly, what we like to build up is understanding about investing, not just investing in the company, but also investing in the people that run the company. So these are the things that we talk about in the sharing itself. All right. Okay. So if you're interested, just go to click.guru.com/john.wp. You enjoy a 1 month so-called experience without paying anything. And then after which is 990 per month. Right. And right now we are pricing at 990. Yep. So there will be changes later on. Maybe there's some increment of prices, or there's some changes of format that I'll be sharing you with the like from I'll share with you like in the next 2 weeks. Okay. All right. So yep. So right now it's still earning seasons, and then we have covered like a lot of companies so far, from Dolby, from Nike, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, even Ferrari, C Limited, SoFi, Duolingo. So all these are being covered in like all the previous sessions. So just go to the recording. All right. And then so if you are following me tonight, I'll be doing Alibaba Baidu. I think I couldn't cover SoFi for tonight, but I think these two companies are I think good enough lah. So Alibaba is one of the companies that people are following very closely, and then Baidu is the less talk about. All right, so we'll talk a bit about Baidu, and then of course like the Alibaba earnings last week. All right, so Alibaba shares have climbed up, and obviously people are banging on their AI, their cloud sales jump, because their cloud sales jump have grown 30%. But let's look at the company as a whole. What about Xiaomi? Okay, Rupert. I think we did like raise Xiaomi before, but let me write it down first before I forgot. Xiaomi. Yeah, Xiaomi. All right. I haven't looked into Xiaomi, but my wife looked into Xiaomi. Why? Because like the 1111, right? She bought a robot vacuum, the Dream Me robot vacuum, which is under Xiaomi. Yep. All right. I haven't experienced Xiaomi product for some time. And remember, like just now we shared, like, is that the product and services that you like and you think you do better in future? Yep. So let's see whether the Dream Me give me some different point of view, because I'm previously a Redmi Mi Note user, and I don't have a good experience using that. When wait until it become Dami. All right, Robo Rock better. Okay, okay, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yep. So if you have not watched this, I've shared this like last week about like Alibaba, their AI, which is qianwen. All right. So qianwen, if you see their interface development usage, is pretty much like what we experience in Gemini and also ChatGPT right now. All right. But let's look into the business more specifically. So in terms of revenue, right? If you look at our top line, right, they only go 5%. Everyone just typing five. In terms of their top line, yeah, this one is like excluded Sanat and In Time, which is they divested. So if you put them back in, right, it's just 5%, right? Just 5%, huh? Yeah, just 5%. Why is it important? Because it gives you a different perspective. And of course, people say, why not? I just focus in cloud. Yes, focus in cloud. Why? Because it's growing at 34%. But right now, if you buy, right, you are not buying cloud alone. You are buying the whole business. So as an investor, yes, you thought that like previously there's N Financial. Right now, they didn't talk much about that. Previously, N Financial. Right now, people are just talking about cloud intelligence. All right. So if you just look at cloud intelligence, you'll miss out the whole company. Yeah, right. So there's like so obviously there's still Taobao, there's still their 𝐼𝐿𝐼, there's still their fresh hippos. There's a lot of different business under Alibaba. So as an investor, we still look at it as a whole. And then later we will look into like let's say this cloud intelligence, if they really grow by 100%, what does it mean for the company as a whole? Why? Because as an investor, right? If you're investing in Alibaba, maybe, right? I haven't gone into numbers. Maybe cloud intelligence is just then 1% of the company revenue. Even it double become 2%, right? It's still just 2%. If you get what I mean, just type in the one. So it's important to understand it as a whole, because for us, we don't have a choice of just invest into cloud intelligence. If you invest into Alibaba, we are investing the company as a whole. All right, just to put that in perspective and then be mindful of that. All right. Okay. Yeah. So let's look into the business one by one. All right. So like what I mentioned, the revenue just grew by 5%. And in fact, their bottom line are all shrinking. In other words, their cost of business went high, right? Yeah, their cost of business went high. Yeah, Rupert said data center. Okay, yeah, yep, they are cloud businesses, lah, right? Okay, so there's a lot of words right here, but this is just mainly the China e-commerce business. One of the things that I would like to highlight right here is, all right, so all in all, their e-commerce are still growing at a 9%. All right. e-commerce are still growing at 9%, which is part of the business, 100 over so-called million in terms of their business, right? 50% of their earnings coming from e-commerce alone, right? And then their quick commerce right here is growing at 60%. When I look at this, like Taobao, not quick enough, man. Why need another quick commerce business? It's like, hey, Taobao, you buy already, send within like a week or so, or even sometimes 3 4 days. Isn't it fast enough? I'm blocking liao. Oh, okay. Actually, it's here lah. Increase 60%. The word is here. Increase 60%. But maybe I'll just go bigger lah. Huh? So, yep. So, uh, and I don't look into their business in depth for some time already, because I just assume e-commerce is just everything which is like platform businesses selling stuff, right, is just e-commerce. So right now they segment out this thing called quick commerce. So in other, what is quick commerce is like Amazon Prime. Anything that is delivered in short period of time is called quick commerce. So for example, their 𝐼 which is the food business, right? Food delivery business is also under quick commerce. Fresh people that that can deliver within like 30 minutes kind of like ordering, right? Is also under quick commerce. And they also have this Taobao Insta shop. I think it's something like TikTok, I guess. It's like they is fast to delivery kind of like platform, right? If you need like clothing, if you need milk, right, then you go to Taobao Insta shop instead of Taobao, right? And these are the difference lah. Yep. So in short, quick commerce is anything that can be within 1 hour of delivery, and then it's essential point to point, so they don't need to go to warehouse. It's something like you order, right? You order from a so-called restaurant, you order from a supermarket, right? You order from a mart, and then it can deliver within like 30 minutes or less, so 60 minutes or lesser, right? And this type of purchasing is urgent and impulse, so that's why they segregate out from Taobao, and then it's a quick commerce platform. Yeah, if you follow, just type in the one. Jingdong faster, you see review Jingdong delivery in 3 hours. Yeah, I think this quick commerce is a bit different than Jingdong, because Jingdong is still non-perishable, like electronics or some other like goods lah. For quick commerce, I think it's more perishable and more urgent. Yeah. Okay. So this is quick commerce, and this quick commerce segment grow by 60%. It's like, ooh, and it grow faster than the cloud services. Yeah, and it grow better than cloud services. Yeah, but as an investor, or as an investor, you also have to look at the margins lah, huh? Not that your revenue grew up 60%, that means you don't need to make money, right? So in this business, there's no margin. In fact, they are still losing money. If you follow, just type in the one. If I'm not wrong, let me just see. Quick commerce are still incurring significant losses, impacting the profitability of China e-commerce. So yeah, it grew by 60%, but it's still losing business. I think the story is the same for Foodpanda. Yeah, it's the same story like Foodpanda, because the last mile delivery is extremely expensive. Yeah, the last mile delivery is extremely expensive. So although it grew by 60%, it's still losing business, or still losing money. All right. So as an investor, you right now you have different perspective when you heard about some story. So wow, revenue grew by 60%, definitely good, right? So there's a reason why people look at cloud businesses. Why? Because cloud are more software based. More software based, there is like operating leverage. All right. The cost would not be as heavy. Yeah, the upfront investment is heavy, but after which is operating leverage. But in terms of like delivery, there isn't like operating leverage like this. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, so they also reiterate why it's still losing business, because they are in the investment phase right now. Right. So investment phase means their output is higher. That's why it eat up into their margins. Right. So if you follow, just type in point number one, their e-commerce business. Point number one. All right. Okay, this is their international business. So like Lazada. So all in all, their international business is growing well and growing at 10%. All right. Yeah. So it's like nothing interesting. Yeah, revenue is growing at 10%. Their adjusted EBITDA right now is making profit. Yeah, but it's still very small. It's still very small. Yeah. Then comes to the next segment, which is cloud intelligence. So a lot of investor right here, right now, is really focusing a lot or put a lot of emphasis on cloud intelligence, right? The simple fact is really cloud intelligence. There's AI growth, and then with AI growth, with initial investment that has already put in, there's operating leverage. In other words, the margin will get higher when they expand. Yeah, if you follow, just type in three. This is the third item that I talk about, the cloud intelligence. So we talk about the international business, nothing much, it's just 10%, and then making profit already. But the more exciting one is cloud intelligence, the cloud businesses. All right. So in terms of cloud intelligence, right, they are growing at 34% year on year. And in terms of like AI related so-called services or AI related product, is growing at triple digit. They didn't share exact figure right here. They just share triple digit growth. Means like 100, I don't know, is it 100, 200, 300? They didn't share specifically. So I assume it's more than 100%. Uh, if more than 200%, I just assume they will say 200%. So I guess it's between 100 to 200 lah. I don't have the exact figure right here. They didn't share much. So the AI related product go even faster. But in terms of the bank, the umbrella cloud is growing at 34%. Okay. And then and then the business are looking at, like, for example, the QN app. So anyone can tell me what is QN app? QN app. Initially, I thought it's quick services app, but it's no. Yeah, it's 千问. It's the 千问 app, which is something like our ChatGPT app or even Gemini app. So yep. So in China itself, the 千问 app, after it launched, right, there's record breaking user. I don't know like what is record breaking. And then their 𝐽的 map EMAP also have record breaking user. I don't know what is record breaking, but I think it's just a lot of like buzz. There's a lot of like usage right there, lah. So, but the key thing is this: Alibaba plans to continue investment in AI and cloud infrastructure with a long-term growth of triple yuan GMV in quick commerce. All right. So in other words, just now you remember, right? They are putting into more investment, right? Yeah. So the more investment is to the quick commerce, right? And then he just said, "Don't worry, we got 41 billion net cash." He just tell you got money. We right now we are just investing. All right. Okay. So this is about commentary of the reinvestment, not just in their AI side, but also in terms of their quick commerce side. All right. So all in all, why I keep reiterating whereby cannot just look at cloud businesses is because uh, let's look at their total revenue, 340 billion. 340 billion. You know that their e-commerce business is still hold around 50%. If you follow, just type in one. This is the pointer number one. It still hold around 50%. So it's important to understand this figure can still hold better if it can still continue to grow. Right? So that's why they are putting quite a bit of investment in quick commerce. Right. Second is their so-called like international business lah. So for example, Lazada. All right. So Lazada stands, if I'm not wrong, stands around like 20% ish. All right. So stand around 20% ish. Yeah. Oh, sorry, 15%. All right, 15%. The 20% is cloud intelligence. So cloud intelligence is standing about 20%. 39 divided by 240. Yeah. 17%. Yeah. So it's in the teens. So it's not a total percentage. So even if like it can grow double, right? So means 34 grow to 64, right? Yeah. Yes, it's a good news, but it doesn't move as much if the e-commerce can grow faster. So right now, yeah, everyone is just looking or banging on their cloud intelligence to go faster. And then it can outgrow your Alibaba China e-commerce. Yeah. So this is what people are looking at. All right. Okay. So just to reiterate, yeah, e-commerce is exciting, or no, cloud intelligence is exciting, but don't forget, their main business are still China e-commerce, right? So if you are investing $1 into it, 50% you are investing into e-commerce. Maybe another 5 year. Yeah. So if you ask me my view or my thoughts about like next few years about cloud intelligence, the AI growth, I would say, yeah, I have quite a high confidence the pickup of AI, not just retail but also B2B would definitely higher. Yeah, because I enjoy the benefit of using all these AI tools lah. So if you ask me to reverse back before AI days, right? Cannot. I cannot live without like any AI tools right now. Yeah, means I cannot live without AI lah. Means I need Gemini, I need my AI tools. Yeah, I cannot live without it. Yeah, or 4 years, or even shorter. Yep. So right now, for the last number is they are growing at 30%. Yeah. So it might grow faster. It might grow faster. Yeah. Just like to reiterate, yeah, these are the business you also invested into. Okay, so all in all, when we look at the business, right, are we looking at their valuation? So remember, I shared with like you guys about Gamify. So Gamify is something like Fiscal.ai, but their user interface are more retail oriented. All right, so you can see that if I just go to Alibaba, I go to valuations, I can look at the so-called average target price. So the average target price is like 190, so it's 200 lah. Right now it's 20% undervalued. So this is their analytic consensus under Gamify. But if you can look further, you also can look into their so-called in terms of like PE, right? How does it fare with S&P, right? So it's roughly the same. And how does it fare compared to different like party, like from Baidu, from JD, from Pinduoduo, from Tencent? Actually, Alibaba, their price to earnings is slightly higher compared to their Chinese peer, right? But all in all, if you look at Alibaba alone, right now they are sitting at 2.6 times in terms of PS, 3-year average PS. So it's like fair value if you look at their 3-year PS. But if you rewind back to year 2020, right? Actually, their highest valuation is at 8 times, 8 times price to sales. And right now they are sitting at 2.63 times. Okay, so just this is just give you some flavor and understanding the valuations that you can get across different comparison manner. All right, different comparison manner. And right now, if you just look back at their current valuation, right, is at 2.6 times. Can they go back to 8 times valuation in 2020 to 2021? Yeah, this is the question. Yeah. Even if they don't go back to 8, they go back to 4 at least. Yeah, looking at double of the company share price. This one is just in terms of valuation. Just in terms of valuations. It's not including their revenue growth. If you follow, just type in a 1. Yeah. This is just in terms of valuation. All right. Okay. Everyone following? Okay, thanks, Rupert. So, when everyone looking at the left, which is looking at Alibaba, it got me thinking, okay, if we just wanting to do a comparison within Eastern and Western world, right? So, our Taobao or our Mr. Alibaba is something like Amazon. So there's Google in US, and in China there's a thing called Baidu. I've not looked in Baidu for quite some time. So in this, when I look at this, like preparing for tonight's session, right? I was just thinking, hey, can I also look at the companies that I have not been looking for a long time, which is Baidu. And then if you look at Baidu, right, for the past 1 year, right, especially for the past few months, right, they have been slowly climbing up to close to 40% gain. Not too bad, 40%. It's still beating the S&P, it's still beating the overall market. Yeah. So 40%. Okay. So does it worth our time to look at it? This is their past 3 quarter, kind of like past quarter numbers. So if you compare to year on year, their total revenue dropped. The operating income even worse, dropped even more. Wow. It's all negative. Should I continue to look at it? If China government fully support them, then can lah. Afraid of Sim Hindi. All right. Can't say totally. Just say no. Don't waste time on Baidu. Skip. Okay. Okay. All right. But they have very interesting move for this quarter. All right. Okay. So really depends on how you look at this. Are you looking at this as a long-term investment opportunity, or are you looking at this as opportunistic kind of play? Just be clear. The two strategy is different. But what I see here, especially for right now, right, there's some things the company is doing. All right. Uh, I didn't say they are doing creative accounting, but I would say that they are doing something about accountings. I'll just put it that way, huh? So what are they doing? You say, wow, the same revenue, why income lost so much? Is it AI? All right. Is it just AI? All right. Okay. So this is the thing. So what they have do is there's this one exceptional item. They have identified 16 billion impairment charge on long-lived assets. Means they write off 16 billion of so-called losses. They write off 16 billion. So if you look at this number, right, they record 16 billion. So they make their operating income of 1 each billion become 15 billion loss. If you follow, just type in 1. Just type in the digit 1. Yeah. Stand for at least if they didn't do that, right, they have 1 billion. It's not losing money. Write off what? Yeah, the financial the financial asked exactly what they are writing off. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think this is quite interesting. Huh? They say they are taking proactive measure to strategic decision to upgrade its computing infrastructure. The impaired asset were deemed to no longer meet the company current computing efficiency requirements. In other words, in some of their computing infrastructure, they see it as obsolete infrastructure, means it's useless. And because they see it as useless, their so-called AI business couldn't leverage on it. They just write off this 16 billion. One shot. One shot. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what is the things that they write off. It might be the old kind of GPUs. They just write off completely, just like that. Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah. Remember we talked about like if I'm not wrong, is I think it's Google, huh? Or even Microsoft. I can't remember which company exactly. When they said they invest, right, they will specifically segregate so-called like the list of the property and also the investment of infrastructure. So I guess for them, they are just writing off their infrastructure, all these servers. Yeah. Which company product? They are cloud server or infrastructure kind of products. Yeah. Okay. And I guess they like to tie this and then bang this on and let investors see that they are focusing on AI driven revenue stream. So, what I'm feeling right here is this: if the so-called cloud infrastructure, right, cannot drive AI-driven revenue, right, they will just write it off. Yeah. In other words, they are not using. I don't know whether they are still using. They just write it off. All right. So this is the result of writing off. Yeah. So writing off. This is what you see right here. If they didn't write off, actually the company still have operating margin of 9%. All right. So the net is instead of net loss, it should have been a net income. All right. Okay. And then what's more than that is they are accelerating investing into AI computing technologies. So in terms of this, right, I didn't do much. I don't know which chips they are buying. Are they buying like Nvidia GPU? But if you are buying Nvidia GPU, right, most likely you cannot use it. So most likely they buy it within their own country. Yeah. So all this, right, is very. I haven't checked anything about what they invest in yet, especially Baidu. Yeah. Alibaba have previously raised that they actually bought Nvidia GPU, but whether or not they can use it right now, right? I also not sure because China have banned their Chinese company to use it. Is it from Huawei? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Yeah, I need to go further find out. Yeah. But what I see right here is they are buying mainly they are buying infrastructure mainly is to drive their AI native businesses lah. All right. All right, so these are all words, all words, all right. So what they are doing right now is enhance competitor, writing down all those old things so that your AI revenue seems better, and then your so-called their ROE or their ROA can be better because they write off their assets, ma. And then after writing off, right, they are looking at future profitability, means they want to push up their margin. Yeah. So if you ask me what's the immediate feeling about this, right, I would say kind of like they are making a bit of like accounting game from here, accounting game. All right. Yeah, a bit of accounting game right here. Yeah, and then they have invested over 100 billion since 2003. So in other words, they are telling you don't look at our so-called old-time business look at our AI businesses right now. Yeah. So this is what I perceive from here. And then you ask, so what is your AI businesses? Yeah. If you know that, just type in the one. ARM is secretly designing. They have ecosystem in China like Google. Yeah, Tencent. I don't know how they compare with Tencent. In terms of like these are all words. I haven't looked deep into their businesses, but let's look at their story first. Let's look at the story so that next week we can discuss further after I find more information. All right. So they say the AI power businesses, right, is at 10 billion revenue. All right, 10 billion. And then it's growing more than 50%. Okay, so they are claiming they are growing more than Alibaba 30%. Right, they are leader in robo taxi services. Right, they have comprehensive AI portfolio, and then fast growing AI native marketing services. So like their business model previously very similar to so-called Google. They are do like something like Google Ad services, whereby you can like list out your services in like the Baidu search. Yeah, very similar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When everyone is talking about Waymo, the Tesla robot taxi, this is Apollo Go. All right. Apollo Go is under Baidu. And surprisingly, right, not just China using it or operating it. It's in the Abu Dhabi. It's also in Switzerland. Yep. So I didn't know until I read this. So they already go out from China. Yeah. Anyone take the autonomous like taxi in China before? I don't know. This is Uplogo. But it's like, oh, they are in 22 cities already. Yeah. I think I'm not so sure, but by the means of robo taxi, right? I will assume it's fully autonomous. I assume it's fully autonomous. So there's like 100% fully driverless in Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Wuhan, Chengdu, Chongqing, Haikou, Sanya. When everyone talking about Waymo, Tesla robot taxi is like, oh, hey, I think I'm missing out a big thing right here. Okay. Yeah. And then like if you look at their leading so-called they say they are leading AI cloud infrastructure in China. 6.2 billion. 6.2 billion. They say they are leading AI cloud. But if you look at Alibaba, right? Alibaba is doing like 36 billion. So I don't know what they mean by AI cloud infrastructure when compared to Alibaba 36 billion revenue. Okay, so this one I haven't go too much into it yet, but by looking at pure number, right, this leading word is a bit misleading if you ask me. For me I haven't gone into like looking at cloud infrastructure and like what does it conclude right here. Okay. Yep. And then when I talk about AI native marketing services, right, it just mainly use AI to generate your ads, generates your key title, so-called generate your target market and all of this. So right now they have this like another segment which is AI native marketing services, but it's just standing at 2.8 billion. All right. So let's look at their high level number. So they are doing 30 over billion. 30 over billion right here. So in terms of percentage of 10 billion, it's close to 30%. All right. So 30% of their business in AI power business, that also include robot taxi. Yeah. So it's just like they just put everything together. So I don't have a clear number whereby how each of these number stand. All right. But if I have this 10 billion, this is this don't have a number, right? This is 6 billion, and this is 2.8. So 6, 2, and I don't know is this a 2 right here. If you want to just type in the 1. So 6 billion is AI portfolio, 2 billion right here in AI marketing services. So I assume there's 2 right here at Robotaxi. Yeah. I don't know how are they making money from here, huh? Yeah. So this is 2 billion. So all in all, 10 billion of AI power businesses growing at 50%. Yeah. So this is work that I got to do further. Like, is there any insights or is there any numbers that I can extract from here? But this is a preliminary work that I've done. Okay. Yeah. So all in all, a good story. 40 billion total cash, and then they are leading in AI infrastructure. They have this like Apollo Go, which is I haven't put much time to look into it. So anyone going China, maybe can go find out. Anyone going China soon? Yeah. Okay. So to close off this session, let's look at valuation. So the valuations like in 2021, right? They suddenly burst, went as high as like 6 times. Right now it's sitting at 1.5 times. So so called so average 1.5, they are sitting at 1.77. So this is across 5 years. Yep. So their share price just like gotten more heated up because of AI. Yeah, from 90 right now to 120. So do they have long way to go back? Yeah. So let's say from 2 to 3, or even from 1.7 to 2 times of just valuations in return to 2 times of PS. All right. Okay. So likewise, you can always to Gamify. All right. Look at their valuation. All right. So valuation. So if you look at their analysis, right, it's like target price 150 and undervalue at 26. Yep. So compared to S&P, actually they should not be compared to S&P lah, but because it's like they're listed in US lah, this is ADR listed in US. So ADR PE is like 25. They are at 15 times. Yeah, remember their earnings compressed. And then of course, if you compare to close Chinese peer, yeah, JD, Auto Home, I don't know, Bilibili is 71 time. Maybe I just look at price to sales. All right. Yeah. So yeah. So these are the different peers lah from Weibo. What is this IY? I don't know. LY. Yeah. Okay. So you can look at in terms of peers, you can look at them as individually. Yeah, 1.7 time. All right. Okay. Let me just stop the sharing for tonight. Okay. So this is the end of the tonight sessions. We have covered like words from Elon Musk, like what are the key things that he look at. So the key things that he look at in terms of investing, product and services that you like, and then you think you can grow. All right. If not, why are you investing in the company? And then in terms of like the how he see AI, right? Is these three things: truth, beauty, appreciation of beauty, and also if I can't remember. Yeah. So there's three things. And then when you talk about like in terms of entrepreneurship, right? So focus on your value creation rather than money creation, right? And then let's go to the Alibaba. So the things that I would like to drive right here is yes, Alibaba cloud growth is important. Cloud growth is everyone is looking at, but also not forgetting they are growing their e-commerce as well. And of course, they are also reinvesting into e-commerce. All right. So these are things that I would like to highlight, especially on this segment itself, because a lot of creators or even things that you learn out there, a lot of time they just look at cloud lah. Yeah. The third is like, yeah, when everyone is looking at left, why not is look at right and see is there any opportunities that we can pick up. So Baidu is like closely related like what like Google is doing, but of course they are not as powerful as Google. They are so-called, even if they are search, right, they are not as powerful as Google. So right here, what are they building on? So they are building on their AI marketing service. They are building on their Apollo Go. They're also building on their AI infrastructure. So these are the three things they are building on is stand at around 30% of the business revenue lah. Right. So this is Baidu. Should we spend more time discussing about this? Let me know. Let me know. All right. So that's a quick summary of tonight's session. Right now, time is 9:20, and yep. So my red eye is still red. All right. Okay. So first of all, I apologize. I didn't purposely wear this because it's a bit glaring on the screen, so I have to put on glasses. And yep. So that's all for tonight. So this is the third last session of the year. I have another one on the 9th of December, one more on 16th of December, and then the last two will be recorded session. So if you have any friends that want to learn about a bit of investing, want to hear about here and there some in so-called opinion, how I can like how I so-called like understand or pick up some of the key ideas. I may not give you the full spectrum, yeah, but I can give you my understanding, give you my kind of like appreciation or my perspective into some of the investing topic lah. Right. So right now, 9:20. Once again, thanks everyone for joining in tonight. Yep. So I'll be here again on 9th of December, 8 p.m. Tuesday. And then we'll talk a lot more about like what are we going to do in moving forward. So simple like things that I have been pondering about is I not may not be doing YouTube live. I will just be like holding like live session, and the live session may be in a bi-weekly manner. All right. So anyone who like to get some key insights or more solely insights about investing, I think do bi-weekly manner might be less noise because sometimes I think I give you guys more noise than actual investing insights lah. Yeah, because every week bound to have some noise lah. Huh? And then another thing is, with that itself, maybe a video recorded will be more beneficial or more ease of watching because you don't need to watch like at this speed. You can watch at 2 times or even 3 times speed, right? So yeah, so I myself also watch 2 times speed lah. So I imagine when you guys watch video, right, you watch 2 times, 3 times speed. So yeah, thanks, Celine. All right, thank you. All right. So once again, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll see you guys again in a week time. 9 December, 8 p.m. and see you next week. Right. Thank you, Ron. Bye bye. Thank you, Rupert. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Hoyin. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Thank you for pumping Bitcoin. Yeah. Yeah. I do. Yeah. Billions of dollar into it. I didn't say currency, right? All right. Thank you, Mijani. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. See you. Bye bye. Thanks, Sydney. All right. Thank you, everyone. Good night.